It's a cold, wet morning in Yodepate, a small town south of Yola in Adamawa State. It had rained heavily the night before, and the 27-kilometer dirt road that runs through the middle of Yodepate town is now dotted with puddles and ponds, making it barely motorable. Cars and motorcycles coming from the neighboring community of Yadam struggle to maneuver on the road, weaving in and out as they try to avoid small and large bodies of water. Despite the risks of getting stuck in the mud, most of the drivers are able to navigate successfully and continue on their way to the main city of Yola. One driver, however, has been unlucky. On his way to Yola the night before, he had made a wrong turn in a bid to avoid a small pond on the road and then ran into a ditch. After many failed attempts from the night before, the driver and his passengers are stranded and tired, and the car has not moved an inch. In fact, it is now stuck deeper in the mud.
Inde damuna tazo muddin inde damuna tazo to abin da muke fuskanta hanyar nan kenan. Kowane shekara inde damuna ta gabato kam abin da muke fuskanta. Irin wannan wahalhalun da sauransu dai. Ya zama to sai dai mu bi cikin gonakin mutane muna bi. To mutum kuma ba dai ga kana taka masa shinkafansa ko dawansa. Muna shan wahala a nan ma. Don in damuna in an so ma shigar rani dole wani tayi in an yi ruwan bara mu samu mu shigar da ko dawa mu ko masara ko gero dai mu je mu samu mu sai da shi mu samu abin da za mu ce mu koma gida.
The community of Konanyaji in northern Adamawa State is a key agrarian one in the state. Everyone here is a farmer, and the main crop is groundnuts. Considering the quantity of groundnuts produced here, one would assume that the farmers of Konanyaji made a decent income from their farms. But that would be a wrong assumption, because they barely make enough to fend for themselves. Due to the state of the roads in the community, farmers are unable to take their produce out to the market to sell. Neither can buyers come in to buy directly from the farmers. The situation has severely crippled the economic livelihood of many households in Konanyaji.
The challenges they have on this road is the road is so bad, especially during the rainy season. Going to the market to sell their products is very, very difficult. Also, there are some children also that go to school. They have river crossings along this road, and during the rainy season, some of the children will be cut off from their school. That means if it rains, they will not be able to cross to go to school. So it's actually impacting on their lives.
Apart from the economic impact of poor road access on the people of Konanyaji, the situation has also resulted in near-death experiences for many inhabitants of the community.
Gaskiya hanyar mun nan yana da damuwa. In za a je asibiti ga yaro ba lafiya amma yanda hanya ba kyau har sanadiyan yanda hanya ba kyau har wayansu ma yana kawo ga mace-macen yara tun ba a iso asibiti ba hanya ba yanda yake. Ana haifuwa in za a kawo mace zuwa asibiti hanyar din ba yanda yake. Ni ma na haifu a hanya sanadiyan yanda hanyar yana ta jijjiga ni har na haifu a hanya. Wannan yarinya ne da ina zuwa za mu je asibiti sai na haifu a hanya sabon jijjigan hanya yanda yayi yawa har na haifu a hanya.
For many years, lack of good road access has remained a leading cause of rural poverty and low agricultural productivity in Adamawa State, and farming communities like Yodepate, Konanyaji, Lokohombo, Songmuleng, Mochala, and many others struggle from year to year to cope with the challenge of moving their products from the hinterlands to the city.
Musamman kaman hanyoyin da ba su da kyau nan suna hana mu fitar da abinci zuwa kasuwa ne, ko mu yi abinci ma kafin mu samu motar zai doka daga gona ya kawo kasuwa yana bata lokaci. Daga kaman ko haifuwar rashin lafiya da a samu mata masu haifuwar nan suna iya su rasa rayukansu, musamman domin motar zai zo da wuri ya zo doki mara lafiya kafin a kai zuwa son kaga rai yana iya hali.
Gaskiya ina fuskanta matsalolin hanya kamar musamman yanzu irin kamar wannan gargada haka nan in ba ka rike mashin ba kana gani yashi nan kuma kada mashin yake yana kada mashin sai ka rike shi da karfi to wannan ma matsala ne.
In a bid to tackle the many challenges faced by rural communities due to poor road access, the Nigerian government, with the support from the World Bank and the French Development Agency, initiated the second Rural Access and Mobility Project RAMP 2 with the objective of improving transport conditions and bringing sustained access to the rural population. RAMP 2 has three major components: upgrading and rehabilitation of rural transport infrastructure, community-based road maintenance and annual mechanized maintenance, which would help to address sustainability of the interventions, and project management and strengthening of state and federal road sector institutional, policy and regulatory framework. This component aims at helping address institutional capacity gaps at the state level with regard to rural road assets management, as well as at developing and implementing sound rural transport policies.
There are about 70% of Nigerians living in the rural areas. Only about 45% of them have access less than 2 kilometers to their areas of living. And transport condition in the rural area is very poor. So this project was actually designed to ameliorate these challenges.
In 2012, Adamawa State signed up for the second Rural Access and Mobility Project with the aim of delivering a total of 530.7 kilometers of roads in rural communities across the state. The project was split into two phases, and currently, the first phase is complete with a total of 169 kilometers of roads fully completed and more than 71 rural communities connected to major towns and cities in the state. Part of the aims of the project is to connect key areas of agricultural production of high-value crops to processing centers and markets or consumption areas. To further deepen the impact actualized in the first phase of the project, Phase 2 of RAMP 2 will soon be underway in different parts of the state with a target of delivering 361 kilometers of roads across over 100 communities, interconnecting them with neighboring towns in the state.
This is the second phase of RAMP. In the first phase, we have one state, which is Kaduna State, and the second state we have 5 states. And these states include Enugu, Adamawa, Osun, Niger, and Imo State. Relatively, Adamawa is doing well, but they could have been better if there are no security challenges. But so far within the pairs, they are okay.
The initial program was to provide a total distance of 500 kilometers of rural roads. In Adamawa State, we started with phase 1, which covered about 201.4 kilometers of rural roads. The total distance for phase 2, 361.7 kilometers. If our pocket does not permit, we'll also look at maybe to screen out and come to a total distance that our money can accommodate.
RAM has saved so many issues as far as Adamawa State is concerned. Before the emergence of RAM, farmers find it very difficult to bring their farm produce to their homes and then to the market as well.
Health-wise, to get the villagers or the rural people to access reasonable health facilities was a Herculean task. People were just migrating from the rural areas to the urban areas because commuting between the two places was such a daunting task.
Back in Yolde Party, Abdusalam, the driver, and his passengers are still trying to figure out how to get themselves out of their sticky situation. They flag down a truck passing by and convince the driver to help them tow out their car. A cable is attached to the car and the truck starts its engine. On the first attempt, the cable snaps. Everyone sighs in disappointment. The cable is reattached and the lorry tries again. It slowly moves forward, stretching the cable, which snaps again. The lorry boy packs up the cable and the lorry drives away, leaving the travelers to their fate. It looks like it will be a long day before help comes, but if all goes well and the Rural Access and Mobility Project is able to deliver on its promises, then this may well be the last time anyone will experience such mishap on this road.